Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the M53 M55, the Tier 9 American SPG. This one's located on the west spawn of Studzianki, and it's under the command of who? Soleviter. Soleviter is in OLIMP, and I believe that's a Polish clan, so he's actually on Polish ground in this battle. Okay, first job on this map normally is to demolish that house, because it can be used for the enemy to hide behind to conceal them from the rest of the team if they happen to get to this area and to the cap. So it's actually vital that you knock down that building so that there's no cover there other than the bush. And the first target we've spotted is right in the center. It's a Shure MV7X. Just one of the new tanks, which I don't know anything about as yet. Oh, that was a beautiful direct hit. Lovely shot. Very low profile tank. I believe it's the offspring of two tanks in particular, a Shure Future 4 and something else. Wargaming haven't actually shared a lot of data with people, or at least I've not seen anything concerning it. Okay, up towards the north, which is another very strategically important area. Rounds out. Oh, direct hit. Progetto 65 took that one. Yes, in fact, actually, you tend to focus most of your action on the forest to the north, because, of course, whoever holds the forest can actually hold the factory as well, on the rail line. He's almost loaded. Standard reload time 40.27 seconds. His reload is 30.30. Very good indeed. It's a very low reload time. He is definitely using the 15 centimeter, the 8-inch howitzer, I should say. Alpha for the 8-inch is 900 with 52 millimeters of pen. So if he can land the shell on the top armor of a tank, he can normally penetrate it, but if it hits the side armor or the front armor, then the shell's more than likely not going to go through. But that CVP has outstayed his welcome and takes another hit, 444 this time. Now that counts as a non-penetrating shot, but considering the TVP has very little health left now, and I think he did just get hit again. So we picked up another load of stun assist. In fact, already we can see that Soleviter has actually, or Soleviter actually does have 1,347 stun assist already, and he's about to make that slightly more by hitting that with C111. Yep, he did hit him, and it's incoming fire, but nobody's actually penned him so far to give us some stun assist. He got rid of that stun as quickly as he could. Back up to the forest to the north means we have to move the whole vehicle to get the firing arc encompassing the forest. Got 30 degrees either side of the center line, which is 60 degrees in total, but if you're looking from the north to the south, well, we didn't see any damage come out of that one. He fired and moved the moment he fired. So I might have to take control of the camera to ensure that we do get to see what actually happens. Of course, we do like to see when you get an impact with this howitzer. Okay, Leopard's pulling back. Okay, well, we're loaded. Rounds out. Lands in front of him, but he's virtually all of his hit points gone now. Only 11 hit points left, and you can see the others are pulling back. And the reason they're pulling back actually is because an enemy tank, or one of our tanks rather, actually did manage to get onto that side of the map, the Object 430U. We're now changing the aim over to the railway line because there are enemy tanks over there in that corner. Okay, we're loaded. Try and get a shot on that Shure. He's firing. He's lining the shot up using overhead motion. Oh, got a kill! Let's have a look at that again. We'll do an instant replay. I know some people do like the instant replays. Some people don't. They feel it's a bit much. But we do like to see the enemy tank killed. And when the viewer actually takes away the view before we're ready, you can see aimed slightly ahead of the target, and the shell went straight into him and he's out. Very lucky that RNG actually worked in his favour there. Now, he did knock that house down. That might give the enemy Arty a clue as to where he is. If he's looking. He's probably not looking, though. It's an FV3805 over the other side of the battlefield at the moment. Okay, he's having a look in this general direction because there's believed to be a TVP over here. It might be one of the ones who's actually very low on hit points. In fact, actually, he's changed his aim. Oh, he's actually changing his aim again. He backed up over the house that's right next door to him. Oh, that's a good one. Right between the building supports. And he gets a nice hit. And he got some stun assist off that one as well. The IS-7 took a hit in the side for 454. So he's doing rather well so far because he's almost got 4K. Well, he has got 4K of actual combined damage. Stun assist and actual damage. And he's almost about to let loose with another round. Rounds out. This time it's only a tiny amount of splash. 263. Well, tiny. That's not tiny, but he did get the stun assist afterwards as well because the IS-7 was killed by our Foch. So, how's it going now? Well, we still have some forces down the south, but we've pushed through on the north and we're heading for the enemy rear. They've located that TVP. In the meanwhile, we're looking into the ditch because there's a Progetto down there. And I think he's just seen that we are pushing elsewhere. There's the Object 430U, or 432 rather, not 430U. And unfortunately, we just lost our Standard B, who was trying to protect that, or take on that Object 430. So we've got a bit of splash on the Object 432, I should say, but he's still there. In fact, the enemy are moving forces up to try and stop our guys from crossing the railway line. There comes their chieftain, the T95 FP4201. Now, we could kill him with one shot if we place the round near him. Rounds out, looks good. Yep, direct hit. He's gone. That's second kill of the game. First one being that new Char 75. 432 is still there, and in fact actually just killed our Object 430U. Now, it might be worth just placing around the other side of that rock, just to see if he's still there. But over to the south, yeah, the enemy's really hitting our guys. But the E75 can be taken out with one round. Rounds out. Yes! Another kill, which makes him the lead scorer of his team. In fact, lead scorer in the game. Unfortunately, we just lost another tank. We lost the M48 pattern. So we've only got one tank in the south now, the E75, but he is fairly healthy. Mind you, nearby is the enemy's Heshbon, their FB4005. And, well, he's got very thin armor, which makes him an easy kill if we can get around onto him. Trouble is, at the moment, it's a bit difficult to do that. We do have the center of the map now in terms of the factory area. That's definitely ours. They've still got that Object 432. But he's having a look at this corner in the south because he thinks the Wizzy 111 Model 14 will try to push forward around that corner. And if he does, he can launch a round in there to try and hit the guy and then give our E75 a chance. Okay, the FV4005 made himself visible again. Attracts the attention away from the E75, who's gone the other side of the house, and that was an Arty round from their FV3805, which just wiped out our E75, so presumably he actually did get either a penetration or very high score. And now we're down to just 3 players left facing 5 enemies. That said, we don't have much of a difference when it comes to hit points, so it could be that despite the fact that they've got more tanks than we have, they actually have less hit points per tank. Of course, our Arty, fully healthy, but their other tanks might not be. And we do have an Object 277 and a Foch 155. The enemy are going to making their way towards our cap, and this is where I said, you know, it's important to take out that building, because then the enemy can't use it against you to conceal themselves while they cap. Luckily, the Wizzy 111-14 did get taken out by the 277. So now it's 3 versus 4. And if we can work out where the enemy is, we've still got 7 shells. We did see something moved or knocked over just a few seconds ago. We're looking in this general direction, hoping the 277 is going to spot something. He might just be outside his view range, though. That's the problem. He might not be able to see them. And if the cap starts capping, then... Oh, look at that striv. He got very, very close before he got spotted. Rouse out. No, just not close enough, not quick enough. And we did knock that tree down, and that might tell the enemy where we are. He needs to get closer to these bushes, actually, to give him a bit more protection. Because that strip might come hunting. The Foch 155 is in a good place to actually get some damage on the striv if he does come over the railway embankment. But they are capping, and remember what I said? Knock that building down. It's the first thing you do when you go in there. So we're guessing he's just the other side of the house. That looks good. If you fire the round in, I think there's more than likely it's going to hit him. Or at least... Yep, it did hit him. 25 points reduced. The 277's turned up. We did get a reset. The 155's attacking the Object 432 from the other direction. I think the strip is about to die, but there's a Hesh barn down there, and we really need to take care of that. Okay, so if we can get the Hesh barn, that'll make a difference. I think he's already fired, or at least he's loading right now. Rounds out. Looks good. Oh, just missed him. Oh, no. Now our 277's in a whole world of trouble because he's being attacked by 2 tanks at the same time. The Foch 155's trying to protect himself from the Object 432. It's a miracle the 277's managed to survive as long as he had. We're almost loaded. The 277 succeeded. Rounds out on the Hesh bomb. Kill shot! That was a penetrating round, and it knocked my clock off. Yeah, I just had the clock on top of my computer, and it just fell off the computer at that moment. Okay, so now we have a chance of winning, because now it's 2 versus 2. The Object 432 is trying to pull back. Of course, he's a rear turret vehicle, and that means he's very good at side scraping, but not so good when it comes to rounds coming in on him from above. And there's the kill shot from the Foch. Now we're going to change position because, of course, there's a possibility the enemy might know where we are now, and it's just the FE3805. That's all that's left on the enemy team. Of course, unfortunately, we did lose the 277 to the Hesh. I think it was the Hesh barn who did it, but or was it maybe the enemy Arty actually? I wasn't looking at that when that happened. I think the FE3805 will probably be on his on the move, trying to get away from the Foch because he knows the Foch is going to be coming down from the north. And if I was him, I would try and make my way along the south of the map. That's the 1 minute warning. I kind of get the feeling that Soleviter is going to be the one who actually found him, and he does! He has found him! And he's making his way along the south, and he's got a potential kill shot here. Oh! How did that happen? Well, he's now in reload, and it means that the FV3805 is still going to be over here. But the problem is that the clock's probably going to run out by the time we're ready. But we might get one more chance to score a victory. The FV3805 hasn't tried to attack us yet. Clock's running down. We've got 18 seconds left. He can do this. He can win. He's loaded. Oh, he hits him, but unfortunately it's too late. And that's it. So RNG decides the battle. So it was very unlucky that those last two shots of the game actually decided the game, and unfortunately it went against Soleviter. Both shots, well, one missed it completely, the other one came close but didn't quite get it. In fact, actually, under the circumstances, it might have been easier for Soleviter to drive closer to the enemy, drive straight towards him. It would have given the enemy a chance to shoot at him. But then on the other side of the coin, it probably would have made it much easier for him to get a kill shot on that enemy tank by hitting him and then ramming him at the end. It still leave our Foch alive in the battle. So it's still been a draw if he failed, but if he actually succeeded, then he would have got the win. Anyway, he did get an ace tanker out of that game for the amount of damage he did. He also got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He did get 4 exactly. And he also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 15, as well as Gord's medal for doing at least 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle in damage, as well as Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And his win rate was very high as well, 9,160 at the end. Very, very good score indeed. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage in the game actually went to the FV4005 on the enemy team, who managed to get 4,918 hit points. Second highest damage went to the Foch 155 with 4,760. And the third highest damage went to Soleviter, who managed to get 4,262. So very good. Very high scores indeed. 3 players getting just under 5k of actual damage, or close to it, is very, very good indeed when you get to this tier. When it came to kills, it was Soleviter who got the highest. He got 4 kills in that game. 3 kills went to the Foch, 3 kills went to the Object 277, and the best the enemy could put up was only 2 kills. When it came to base XP, it was Soleviter who got the highest with 833. 594 went to the E75 on his team, and 593 to the Object 277. So, yeah, all very, very close after on second place. But you can see the amount of extra work that Soleviter was putting in really did boost his score. He fired 20 rounds in the game, got 9 direct hits on the enemy and 1 penetration. Now, you only get 20 rounds, so he actually did fire his last round. But as you saw, he did only get 1 penetration. He didn't get a direct hit on the FV4005. If he had actually direct hit, I'm pretty sure it would have gone straight through the side because it doesn't have much in the way of armor, the FV3805. He also got 18 splashes, damage of 4,262 hit points, of which 3,896 were at more than 300 meters. The difference being that hit the FV3805. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, the Arty. 12 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 2,860 hit points of stun assist off 13 stuns. And he got 25 defense points when he reset the cap, firing in that blind shot. 63,627 credits from the game, and 5,589 for Courageous Resistance. That brings up a total of 69,216 credits for the battle. And after ammunition resupply, took away 30,936 credits profit. He got 1,249 XP on a premium count, 727 for Courageous Resistance, and 1,977 experience points altogether. I think you can see now why I suggested right at the start of the battle that it's always a good idea to knock that building down. In fact, the one thing I do, because obviously Arty nearly always spawns behind the rest of the tanks, the first thing I do is drive forward an inner circle and just knock that building down regardless, to make sure that it's gone. And then there'd be absolutely no obstruction. And all that would happen is the tank, or any tank that was capping, would immediately head for the bush, because it's the only protection you'll find within the cap. And so you know exactly where the enemy's going to be. What happened in that case was the enemy tank, the Strip 103B, was hiding behind what remained of the house. So actually it did help Soleviter to know exactly where he would be, and he tried that blind shot, and yes, it did hit him. At least it took away some of his hit points in the process. So a very, very close battle. Could have been a win. Unfortunately, it wasn't. And in the end, it came down to the fact that, yes, that enemy FV3805 was very, very lucky indeed that RNGs was with him on 2 shots, because he could have been wiped out by either one of them. But it actually helped him a great deal and gave them the draw. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.